Who is Jesus? That's the question we're answering over these 21 days. Today, we're going to look at Colossians chapter 1, specifically verses 15 through 20. It says, "The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For in Him and through Him, all things were created, things in heaven, things on earth, visible and invisible. Whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through Him and for Him. He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church, the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead, so that in everything He might have supremacy." There's our key word. "For God was pleased to have all of His fullness dwell in Him, and through Him to reconcile to Himself all things, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through His blood shed on the cross." Now, just a couple of quick thoughts. First of all, Paul is writing these verses for a specific reason. He's dealing with Gnostic theology and ideology that says the body doesn't matter. And what he's saying is that Jesus Christ became a body and was the icon, the image, the exact representation of God on this earth. So if you have seen Jesus, you have seen God. Wow. Jesus is what God looks like. And then he uses a word a couple of times here, firstborn. Unfortunately, some people like the Jehovah's Witnesses have taken that to say Jesus is a created being. He is not a created being. Firstborn here is not talking about birth. It is talking about a place of preeminence, because a firstborn son was the one that spoke on behalf of his father and had the rights and the privileges and the power of the father. So he's talking about a positional thing, not a birth thing. So then he talks about everything in heaven and earth is created by Jesus. Listen to this. Genesis 1:1 makes it very clear that it is God who created everything. But yet in this passage, Paul says, Jesus created everything. Everything, seen and unseen, powers, kingdoms, authorities, everything is created by Jesus. He is literally attributing to Jesus what only God can do. And the last thing, just think about this. Every throne, every power, every authority, seen or unseen, answers to Jesus because He made it. Wow. One more thing. He holds it all together. He holds it all together. If Jesus were to let go of it, it'd all just go into oblivion, because He is the sustainer and life giver to all things. Wow, there's a lot of descriptions of Jesus here. He's actually described as the fullness of God. What's the purpose? To reconcile us to God. So think about this. When you see Jesus, you've seen God. Jesus wants to reconcile us to God, so we're no longer in a broken relationship with Him. Who is Jesus? That's a lot.